Hello students, welcome to online course of Mechanical Measurement and Metrology. Myself Abhishek Trivedi from Mechanical Engineering Department at LJ Institute of Engineering and Technology. In the previous lecture, we have started a new chapter named as Linear and Angular Measurement. We have started with the basic concept of the measurement, then the types of measuring instrument like line measurement, or we can say linear measurement and end measurement, or we can say flat surface measuring instruments. Then we have discussed the basic requirement of the modern industrial era. Then we have started with the linear measurement, in which we have discussed the instrument named as vernier caliper and the types of vernier caliper like dial caliper and the digital caliper. Today we are also covering the same working principle, or we can say the vernier principle, in which we are going to discuss the two different instrument, that is the vernier height gauge and vernier depth gauge, and then we are concluding our lecture with the micrometer. So let us start with the basic vernier height gauge. Vernier height gauge, as the figure shown on your screen, vernier height gauge, as the figure shows on your screen, the vernier height gauge is the simply, if you have a vernier caliper, suppose this is the vernier caliper, a basic structure of the vernier caliper. This some sort of vernier, I hope you can understand, this is some sort of vernier caliper. Then if you are making this horizontal frame and convert this frame into the vertical section, then I can say that this is the vernier height gauge. What we have done, we have simply transferred the horizontal frame of the vernier caliper into the vertical structure. Then the vernier height gauge has been generated. In the vernier height gauge, we are discussing the different elements, starting with the main scale, as same as the routine vernier caliper. We have the main scale in the inch as well as in the metric scale. Then the secondary scale has been provided over here. The same secondary scale start with the 0, ends at the 9 and then 0, having the total number of 10 main division, and each division itself having the different further 5 divisions. So I can say that total 50 divisions are placed over the auxiliary scale. The minimum reading that can be possible on the main scale, on the metric main scale, that is the 1 mm. So the least count of the particular vernier height gauge, that is the minimum reading which is available on the main scale to the maximum number of possible division on the auxiliary scale. So same way, this is the 0.02 mm. This is the least count of the vernier height gauge. The fine adjustment clamp has been provided to properly clamp the position of the vernier auxiliary scale. The slider, or we can say the auxiliary slider, has been provided, on which the auxiliary scale will slides over the vertical column of the scale. Then a horizontal base has been placed, because of this horizontal base, I can say that whatever the workpiece has been placed over here, I can say that the base of the workpiece is exactly equal to the 0 position of the scale. To maintain this position, we have supposed to provide the base. Then a measuring jaw has been provided, which is a movable up and down. A measuring jaw has been provided which is moving up and down, and some sort of jaw has been extended on the outside. A adjustable pin has been provided over here. This is the adjustable pin. By using this particular pin, you can remove the measuring jaw and you can replace it. Suppose continuous use of vernier height gauge, there might be some chance of wear and tear, and if you are supposed to required to replace the jaw, then this is not compulsory you have to replace the whole assembly of the secondary scale. You are simply required to detach this particular jaw by using the screw setup, and you are supposed to provide the new one. So this is the basic concept of the height gauge. Now if you are supposed to find the height of any workpiece, then what you are supposed to do, just place the workpiece over here, make a physical contact with the movable jaw and the top surface of the workpiece, and simply read whatever the reading has been generated over here. The same concept of the reading, first of all check the position of the Suppose this is our main scale side and this is our auxiliary scale side. Then check the position of the auxiliary scale 0, where it stand on the main scale, count the dimension on the main scale reading, say any number is there, then find the particular division which is making a horizontal coincident nature with the main scale as well as auxiliary scale, count the number of division, which particular division will make this kind of coincidence nature, then make it as a auxiliary scale reading the particular number of division into least count. Here what is the least count? Least count, that is the 0.02 mm. Now what is the final reading? So the final reading is simply the summation of auxiliary scale plus main scale. This is our final reading. So the concept of measurement is exactly same what we are using for the vernier caliper, but simply if you have to find the height of the given workpiece, then the vernier height gauge is very much useful. The next one, vernier depth gauge. As the name suggests, the instrument which is useful for the measurement of the depth, that is known as the depth gauge, vernier depth gauge. The same way I have placed both the figures on the same screen just because of the proper comparison. Here the same main scale has been provided, fine adjusting screw has been provided, the vernier scale has been provided, the base has been provided, and if whatever the depth you are supposed to find, suppose this is our workpiece, a hollow cylinder workpiece is given to you, and if you are supposed to find the particular depth of this particular workpiece, then what you are supposed to do, you are simply putting the workpiece, inserting the depth blade inside the workpiece till it will make a physical contact with the bottom of the workpiece, and the top of the workpiece will make a proper contact with the base of the scale. Then whatever the difference of the height between the base height and the scale height will be located over this particular scaling setup, and just using the same concept of auxiliary scale and main scale, you are supposed to find the final reading. I am repeating my words that whatever the instrument you are going to use, if the instrument will follow the vernier principle, then the measurement of the instrument is same. We are just changing the constructional details of the particular instrument for the sake of our conveniency. Other than that, all the working principles are exactly same as the vernier caliper, because all the instruments will follow the same vernier principle of measurement. Remember that in all the routine basic vernier principle instrument itself having the least count of 0.02 mm. For all basic instrument, this is the conventional least count of the vernier principle. Okay, do remember this. So guys, this is the basic vernier principle. Now we are moving from vernier to micrometer. First of all, let us understand the basic concept of the micrometer. The requirement of the micrometer is to improvise the accuracy which is given by the vernier caliper approximately to double. In the vernier caliper, we can measure the reading up to 0.02. It means you can measure the reading like 2.02, 2.04, 2.06. You can measure the reading of 2.00, but you cannot measure the reading 2.01. You are not supposed to measure the reading 2.03. You are not supposed to measure the reading of 2.05. So we can say 2.07. We can say 1.99. It means if the reading digit, if the last digit of the reading is even, then and then you can measure the reading of by using the vernier caliper. So to improvise here, you can measure 2.01, you can measure 2.202 as well, you can measure 2.03, and you can measure 2.04 as well, you can measure 2.05, so you can measure the 2.06 as well. It means all the reading which are falling with the difference of 0.01 mm is being measured by using the micrometer. So this is the basic requirement of the micrometer, why we are moving from vernier caliper to the micrometer. Now micrometer having the same concept of the measurement, like here the anvil face, or we can say the fixed jaw has been provided. This is the spindle, or we can say the moving jaw has been provided. both the jaw itself having the spindle face in which we are going to provide the component, and we are going to measure the dimensions. The locking nut is provided to lock the auxiliary as well as the main scale or the position of the scales. Then this is the thimble. On the thimble we are supposed to provide the auxiliary scale. The sleeve has been provided. The ratchet is provided to lock the vernier assembly with proper uniform pressure. The C frame has been provided on it. Now let us understand first of all how it will work. Suppose this is the line on the main scale. On the main scale here there is a 0, then 1, then 2, then 3, 4 and 5. The 1 mm division has been provided, though 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 has been not written on the scale exactly. On the instrument you are supposed to find the 0 and you are supposed to find the directly 5, but for the sake of understanding I have written the 1, 2, 3, 4 over here. Also the further subdivision of 0.5 has been provided on the scale. You can check on the figure here, the 0.5, 1.5, 2.5, 3.5 and 5.5, 4.5 and 5.5 and so on. It means you can measure minimum of 0.5 reading on the main scale. So the formula of least count start with the minimum dimension that can be measured on the main scale, that is the 0.5. Then the circulatory auxiliary scale has been provided. The circulatory auxiliary scale, suppose I will cut the auxiliary scale, then I can extend it. So the auxiliary scale is like this, start with the 0, ends with the 9 and further here 0 has been provided. Due to the circulatory motion I can say that the scale on the single side will start with 0, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and on the completion of the circle you are supposed to find the 0 once again. Total 10 main division, each division itself having the further sub 5 divisions, so total 50 divisions. So as per the formula of the least count, the total number of division available on the auxiliary scale, so 0.01 mm, that is the R reading. What is the concept of the measurement? The same concept of the measurement. Suppose your circulatory scale will fall over here. This is a line of 3.5 line. Okay, suppose your circulatory scale will fall over here. Then what we are supposed to do? We are simply check the position of the main scale, which particular reading you can read from the main scale. So I can say that I can read 3 mm properly. So I will write down here as the main scale reading 3 mm. Now the auxiliary scale reading, tons of auxiliary scale reading, you are supposed to find on the horizontal line, or we can say the horizontal reference line, which particular division will cut the horizontal frame and the auxiliary scale circle. Suppose on the circle you are finding here, on the circle you are finding the division number 10 is cutting a horizontal, or we can say is making a proper horizontal coincident. Then I can say that 10 multiplied by least count, I think this is 0.1, then the final reading, that is the 3.1 mm. This is the basic concept of the measurement by using the micrometer. The micrometer itself having the digital micrometer. In the digital micrometer, the concept of main scale, the concept of the auxiliary scale has been removed. What you are supposed to do, you are simply providing an electronic circuit having the display, the menu button, reset and on off button, and all the buttons has been provided. The ratchet has been provided. Do remember, ratchet is used to provide the uniform pressure. Once whatever the component has been placed over here, once you feel that, it will start making a physical contact with your surface anvils. Then what you are supposed to do, you are locking the particular screw by using the ratchet setup, and just because of the ratchet setup you can make sure that the whatever the contact has been generated will provide the some sort of uniform pressure. The particular instrument itself having the 0.1 mm of accuracy. Here you can check this 0 to 5, it shows this range. We have already discussed the static characteristics. Range 0 to 5 means the region in which your instrument can be used for the measurement, the difference of largest value to the smallest value is known as a span. This is the span of the instrument. And the second one 0.01 mm, that is the least count of the instrument. So from the instrument you can identify these particular terms. So guys, this is the basic concept of the micrometer, and at last of this particular lecture I can conclude the lecture with the depth micrometer. The same concept of the micrometer is being repeated. We are only finding the change of measurement. Suppose I have to measure the particular depth of this hollow section. Suppose you are finding the depth of this particular hole, then what you are supposed to do, you are simply provide the base over the top surface of the particular instrument, then start falling down of the particular measuring rod. The reference plane is attached with the top surface of the working instrument, or we can say the workpiece. The base has been provided, the barrel on which the main scale is there, the thimble on which the auxiliary scale is there. The thimble will rotate, and what you are supposed to do, you are simply finding the value of reading. By the ratchet you are supposed to provide the uniform pressure, and providing the uniform pressure you are supposed to find the exact value of the measurement. Do remember, here the measurement will be generated like this. We are discussing a one case of measurement. Suppose your scale is moving in a clockwise direction. So I can say that if here there is a 0, if here there is a 1, 2, after 2, 1, 2, the third one is over here, exactly over here, 4, this is 5, or we can say 3, 4, 5, and the rest divisions are on the back end side of the circulatory scale. Suppose I can check, this is the 0.5 divisions. If I will provide numbering, then start with the 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I can say that the main scale reading will shows total 5 mm. I can check by using the naked eye. This is the exactly 5 mm. On the auxiliary scale, what you are supposed to do, you have to find the number of division, which number of division will be cut. So you can check on your screen that the particular scale will moving in this particular direction, count with the 0. So I can say that this is 0, 1, 2. It means it cover total number of 10 subdivision. You have to supposed to find the value of subdivision, then 10, then 11, 12 and 13. The division number 13 will make a horizontal coincident nature with the main scale. So here 13 multiplied by 0.01 as the least count value, total 5 plus point of 13. I can say that final reading will be 5.13 in mm. So this is the basic concept of the measurement of the micrometer. I hope you are very much understand the concept of the vernier caliper and the concept of the micrometer. Do remember, you have to just remember the concept of principles. Whatever the instrument we are using, all the instrument will follow the same principle. Like in the vernier principle, all the vernier caliper, dial caliper, digital caliper, vernier height gauge, vernier depth gauge, all these particular instruments will follow the same principle of vernier principle. In terms of micrometer, so routine micrometer, then digital micrometer, the depth micrometer, all these micrometer will follow the same principle of measurement. So do remember the principle of measurement only, and then differentiate the instrument as per their constructional features. Okay, so today we have discussed the vernier height gauge and depth gauge, and also we have covered the concept of micrometer, then digital and depth micrometer. From next lecture we are starting with the slip gauge and angular measurement. Till then, thank you.